Cześć, witajcie serdecznie, mam na imię Ania i zapraszam do obejrzenia piątej, ostatniej części wywiadu z Johnem Wayne'em Gacy.
Now, when the search warrants were effected in your case, they did find an awful lot in the crawl space of your home, did they not?
Well, yeah, I had offered to sell him the house because I thought there was nothing down in the crawl space.
Yeah.
I had never had any qualms about him going down in the crawl space.
Well, how many bodies were actually located on the property, and where?
To my understanding, there was a total of 29 bodies, or 28 bodies were found on the property. 26, 27 of them under the house.
And the rest?
One was under the driveway, one was under the garage. So that makes a total of 29.
Okay. Now, from the standpoint of the arrest, when you were arrested in this matter,
It snowballed.
It snowballed. Okay. What was the date of that arrest? Do you recall?
December 22nd, 1978 is when I was arrested. As you know, I'm a bug about record keeping. All of my business records confirmed where I was, who I was with, what hotel I stayed at, what meals I ate. Everything was in the files. And all of those files on December 29th of 1978 were confiscated by the Des Plaines Police Department. And those files there alone could have proven that I wasn't in Illinois when 16 of these murders, when they finally set the dates as to when these murders occurred.
I tutaj będzie fragment, moim zdaniem, najohydniejszej manipulacji Gacy'ego. Otóż ta manipulacja polega na tym, że tak jak rodziny ofiar, ogólnie społeczeństwo było wściekłe na Gacy'ego za to, co zrobił i tak dalej, to on chciał tą wściekłość, ten gniew obrócić przeciwko komuś innemu, żeby ci ludzie skierowali ten gniew w inną stronę i przez to w bardzo wstrętny sposób powiedział, że rodziny tych ofiar nie dostały kompletnych, właściwych szczątków swoich bliskich. Uważam, że to jest po prostu przeokrutna, wstrętna manipulacja i pokazuje, jak bezwzględną osobą był Gacy tak naprawdę.
They've got all that jewelry that doesn't belong to the victims. They've got the two clown suits that don't belong to the victim. Just like I consider myself the 34th victim, I consider the families victims as well, because they did not get justice from the shoddy investigation all the way down through. As I told you, when the FBI first came in to check on me, you said that you were kept out of the case back in '78, and that was only because of egos. They did not want a professional coming in and doing an investigation. So they did their sloppy investigation and let it slide that way. You see, everybody was so excited about the large, massive case, and everybody was looking with their egos as to how they could close this thing up. And you know the only one that they really hurt? You've had the victim's family vent all their hostility towards me, and they think I'm the monster that killed their son or took out their son and stuff like that. When in fact, most of them don't even have the remains of their own sons. And you know, that's another thing everybody misses from this, is that the victims' families are not aware that in a lot of the cases they don't even have the remains of their own sons, because Dr. Stein never turned over the whole body, and they took the heads off of each one of the victims. So when you turn over the remains to a loved one's family, they don't have the whole body. People don't want to know the truth and the honesty of it. If they want to be convinced or brainwashed into what they believe, then fine, then go ahead and kill me. But vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, because you will have executed somebody that didn't commit the crime.
Tu taka ciekawostka, nie wiem czy wszyscy wiedzą, ale nie wiem czy do tej pory się stosuje, ale kiedyś na przesłuchaniu ci, którzy byli przesłuchiwani, brali pewne substancje, które w pewien sposób oddziaływały na ich świadomość, na ich myślenie, żeby nie potrafili kłamać, żeby mówili prawdę. Tam Gacy wspomina, jaka to konkretnie substancja. Natomiast jeśli chodzi o Gacy'ego, to nie ma żadnej takiej informacji, żeby on coś takiego w ogóle brał. Więc najprawdopodobniej jest to zmyślone. Kolejna bzdura jego.
I've taken 3.5 hours of truth serum, and under sodium amytal, the maximum amount that I could have, it shows that I have no knowledge of the crime whatsoever. Never have had. I always felt that service community and community service to others, you know, in my religious background, I felt if you serve other people, it'll come back to serve you. You know, I've always believed that way with generosity.
What's your life like?
Day to day? I live it day to day.
What do you mean?
If you want to know what my life is like, I log it every day. For the last 12 years, all you got to do is ask. I can tell you everything. I can tell you the first meal they served me here because I do it daily.
What do you do all day?
Every phone call, everything that I do, every time an officer's around me is logged. Every movement that I make is in the book here.
I tu nie wiem, czy wszyscy wiedzą, co się interesują tą sprawą, ale Gacy właśnie wpadł dlatego, że on zawiózł chłopaka, który był z tak zwanej dobrej rodziny, o którego rodzice dbali, troszczyli się i w momencie, kiedy on tylko znikł, to już od razu zaalarmowali policję i tak dalej. No wcześniejsi niestety chłopcy byli z takich trudnych rodzin, gdzie za bardzo się nikt nimi nie interesował i Gacy jest kolejną osobą, która z premedytacją świadomie, takim predatorem się mówi, który świadomie wybierał osoby na swoje ofiary, czyli takie osoby, którymi najprawdopodobniej nikt się nie będzie interesował i dzięki temu też te jego zbrodnie ujdą mu płazem.
And nowadays, do you realize by 1993 that 50% of the American families will be single-parented? And that shows a breakdown in the church and not being able to hold families together. And for this reason, children run away from home and seek love in other places.
And wind up in trouble. That's Gacy's view of things. Kids get in trouble because nobody cares about them. Gacy got in trouble when, after 32 victims, he strangled Robert Peast, an all-American, clean-cut local kid.
I'm not only the victim here. I might be the 34th victim, but there are other victims to this crime, and that is the family. Because if I know that I didn't commit the crime, then I have been given the injustice, and so has the families. And nobody gives a damn about the families. We have always contended there's others involved. At the time of my arrest, there was 4 other suspects. 3 of the suspects that we knew that they knew then was Michael Rossi, David Cram, and Philip Paskey, all employees of PDM contractors, all with keys to the house on Summerdale.
These appeals, which are expected to go on for another 2 years, maybe 3, before his death sentence is carried out. What have 13 years of thinking about that done to John Gacy? Nothing, he says, nothing at all.
I'm just as lovable and jokeable as I was back then. You know, I don't sit around worrying about the death penalty or things like that, no.
How could you not?
If you believe you've lived your life the right way, then you do not have nothing to fear, in my case.
You're not worried about facing God?
No. I'm fairly comfortable with him. I've been at the Catholic services, I'm the server for the priest for the last 10 years. I have no qualms about doing that. I've had confession, I have communion, and I am at peace with myself.
What do you actually feel that my case has been thoroughly investigated?
I think, John, in a case like this, and I find this in many major cases, that things are at the time of the case are done rather hastily because of the fact that there's pressure on.
Yeah, but that's a political answer. I know. Yeah. I don't want a political answer from you. I want a basic answer. Do you actually think that the investigation of my case has been done right?
I believe in your case that there should have been more focus on others, as there should have been others checked out a little more thoroughly. That's the belief I've developed over these years. Yeah, I just think that we're kind of wrapping it up here. I think we accomplished something today. Certainly we put something down on tape that has not been said. My feeling as a career law enforcement officer is that if John Wayne Gacy is guilty, then he should be punished. If John Wayne Gacy has others involved, then they should be brought in, they should be punished. Basically, I believe in total investigation and total justice, and that's really what I've been looking for all along.
To już wszystko, bardzo dziękuję za oglądanie. Ja jeszcze planuję parę rzeczy o Gacym, ale jak na razie wywiad jest kompletny, także pozdrawiam Was serdecznie i mam nadzieję do zobaczenia.